What's up, everyone? I feel like it's been a while. I know I came on late last night. This is first 10 o'clock in a while. What was that music? Paul, that was a piece that's on my new record that I'm going to finish one of these days. So I have a record for those of you that are new to this channel that I put out, I don't know, 6 months ago or so? That's on my website. It's got about 14 pieces on it. It's $10. You should buy it. Hey, Brett, what's up? Everybody's here. This is good. I saw somebody say that Nare's channel was promoted today. I saw that. She's an up-and-coming creator, and she's up to almost 30,000 subscribers, which is amazing. Since when I first met her and we worked on our first video together, she had 1,000 subscribers. So if you're great, things will happen for you. That's all it takes. Just got to be great. It's like anything. What's up, Gary? Oh, Magoo, you got Axe FX 3? Liking it? There's Nare right there. Congratulations. Everybody congratulate Nare. She's right around 30,000 subscribers right now, which is amazing. So great. So happy for her. And if for those of you that don't know her channel that are on here, I don't know how you could not know her channel if you're on here, but there are some people on here that are new that don't know who you are. So Nare Soul, you should follow her channel. She is on here right now. I supported her when she had 900 subscribers. I knew it was going to be a big channel. It needs to have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. It just takes being great. No problem, right? Smitty had that. He's the one that had the thing on his fridge. The only truth is action. When I remember coming to Ithaca from grad school, and he was living in Ithaca since he quit when we were sophomores. He quit for 2 years. I finished my undergrad degree and went to NEC, and then he came back to Ithaca to finish. And I came back, and I went to his house, and he was living with another one of my really good friends. Hey, Peter, how are you? Another one of my good friends named Peter Schwazik, actually. So he and Paul were living together, and I go in, and I walk into the kitchen. I see this sign on the fridge. The only truth is action. Now, I'm not sure if that was Paul's sign or Peter's sign, but it's one of the apostles for sure. So I think that that's kind of a thing that I've always lived by. Don't talk, act. It's everybody likes to talk, but when it comes down to doing the hard work, it's hard work. And my other favorite sayings from the movie Taking Care of Business with Jim Belushi and Charles Grodin, where Charles Grodin's character says, "I've worked hard to work this hard." I always thought that was an amazing line, and it kind of sums up my life right now. I've worked hard to work this hard, but it's all worth it. Well worth it. And Nare is seeing the fruits of her labor now. It's not glamorous. It takes a long time, but it's you got to be great. Actually, that's not true. You can be incredibly average in other things. Charles Grodin, underrated comic genius for sure. Is Charles Grodin alive still? I haven't heard anything from him in years. I love Charles Grodin. He was incredible. Let's see here. We're going to split your tablet screen, use your piano app while reading the Beato book. There you go. So, I'm not sure what we were going to talk about tonight. Charles Grodin's still alive. He must be in his 80s now. Anybody remember when he had a talk show? I want to say he took over for Tom Schneider. He used to have a late night talk show. I don't know what happened to it. I don't remember. But he was so out there. It was great. He's 83. Holy smokes. Oh my God. Wow. Paul, thank you for asking about the cat situation. The cat is in a better place. We put her down on Sunday, so thank you for asking. It was very, very difficult, and it's all the animals notice it. They definitely do, and it's a little sad around here. You know, the kids go on and are not that affected by it, but you know, having an animal for 16 years is a long time, and it's very sad not seeing Sam. So, what makes Rick Beato great? Anders. Would love, and that would be the best. But then again, you should do Kansas, maybe Alter Bridge first. Anders, how can you like Kansas and Alter Bridge? Could they be any different than each other? Thank you, Tony. Kansas and Alter Bridge? How about, Kansas and I don't know, Styx, or Kansas and Foghat, or Kansas and Thin Lizzy. No, I'm thinking of a progressive band. Maybe Kansas and Genesis, but Kansas and Alter Bridge? Okay. Reed said it's good to like different stuff like that. Oh, I totally agree it is. I just thought it was funny. Gnome Chomsky. Thin Lizzy, Miles, there you go, right? No, see, I'm the one that has those kind of tastes, like, like Varese and Kansas. Or Meshuggah and Tijuana Brass Band, there you go. Thin Lizzy would be great. Like Frank Zappa and Al Stewart. That's awesome, Ron. I was listening to some Earth, Wind, and Fire today, and I'm going to do an episode on Earth, Wind, and Fire. Oh, Magoo, you had to say goodbye to your 19-and-a-half-year-old cat. Wow. Wife is still mourning a year later. Always hard. So sorry. Yeah, I thank you so much. 19-and-a-half years old is an old cat. Wow. Wow. Outcast and Wagner, I can see that. Body Knowledge, you say yes to what? Blood, Sweat, and Tears? No, I mean Earth, Wind, and Fire. I was listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire this morning, and I was thinking, we have this, what's the thing called? Alexa thing, right? In the kitchen. Use it for timing stuff, cooking something. It's easy. Alexa, do this. Anybody that has an Alexa, I hope it didn't just turn on right now. So I said this morning, I was making breakfast for the kids, and I said, Alexa, play some music. I hadn't tried that yet. So it says something like, I'm going to play music from the Amazon store or something. I don't even know what it was. I'm going to play some yacht rock. Now, there's a band in town here, a cover band called Yacht Rock, that my friend Greg plays in. And I thought that they made up that term. But apparently, I mean, maybe they did coin the term, and because they're a really huge cover band, that it's stuck and other people are using it. But it played, I'm trying to think what it played, but it played an Earth, Wind, and Fire tune. Um, it played Fantasy, which is a killer song. Yeah, yacht rock, exactly, like being on a yacht. Yacht rock review, exactly. These guys are great. Steely Dan, Christopher Cross. I don't know if Steely Dan would be yacht rock. I'm thinking like Ambrosia, Christopher Cross. I mean, Sailing is a classic yacht rock tune. The Doobie Brothers could be yacht rock. I don't know. Maybe the Doobie Brothers are a little bit too intense for that. So, Fantasy is an amazing song. It's a great song. It's got great chord changes in it. It's got a really interesting riff. It's got incredible melody. So I thought, got to do some Earth, Wind, and Fire. But my next video, which, okay, they play Steely Dan on Sirius's rock, Yacht Rock. Okay. Pablo Cruz. There's another one, Ron. Exactly. Exactly. Diego, you never heard of Earth, Wind, and Fire? So I'm working on a new video that that I thought I'd have done tonight, but I don't, and I had to stop because it was killing my hand. I'm working on a Radiohead, what makes this song great, Radiohead song. So, can anyone guess what it is? Anyone want to guess? Rob, you like my old school Rick style? You guys got that, right? My old school video. Varun, is that Varun? Is that how you say it? What pushes me to make these videos for us? By the way, thank you for your amazing videos. Oh man, Daniel, you guessed it right off the bat. Am I eating carbs again? No. As a matter of fact, I am doing Paranoid Android. As a matter of fact, I've lost 14 pounds now. 14 pounds already. I'm almost out of the 180s into the 170s now. So, what's up, Jeff? 14 pounds. That's a lot of discipline right there. And how many days? I don't know. How long has it been? 2 weeks, maybe? Something like that? Paranoid Android, exactly. What is 1 stone? 16 pounds or 14 pounds? Who's from England here? Anybody? No, Roberta, I went no carbs for about 10 days. Then I have not 16 pounds. I've not eaten any wheat in over 2 weeks now, and that's how you lose weight. ABBA, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, or In Flames? Oh, definitely. All three. I love ABBA. I love In Flames. Hometown boys, right? Anders, anybody know In Flames? Ron, no, it's not no meat. I'm eating meat still. No ice cream, no, Roberta. I did cheat down in when I was on vacation. We went to eat ice cream with the kids. Savior, you're right. Wheat equals weight. At least for me, it does. It didn't used to, but what's up, Ray? How are you? Tears for Fears, Head Over Heels. If I'm going to do a Tears for Fears song, Miles, which I am going to do Head Over Heels. No weed, I got it. That's right. Lots of water, lots. Correct. So yeah, so this is. I tell you though, from doing these, who's not on my Instagram, by the way, that's on here? Anybody? Is anyone not on my Instagram or follow me on Instagram? I could do a song by Faith No More. Who's not on my Instagram? Why are you guys not on my Instagram? You should be on my Instagram. You don't do, come on, body knowledge, do Instagram. Even if you only follow my channel. There you go. It's at Rick Beato 1. I'm getting all my guitar chops together. It's it's Facebook. It's owned by Facebook, Anders, and I don't really do Facebook anymore. I hate Facebook, but Instagram's different because you're done in a minute, and there's no. It just doesn't work in the same way. It's a place for little notes to oneself. Instagram is far, far better than Facebook. There's no comparison between the two. I mean, it's nothing the same. It was a different company that was bought by Instagram. Thank you, Paul. My D minor improvisation. I name the things after I improvise them. I figure out what I played, and then I said somebody actually asked me what I played on that one, and I'm going to do eventually, when I have about 20 of these, I'm going to do a little book of all of them. I'll transcribe them all. Does it work in the computer? It does work in the computer. It does. I think you have to have an account though, but yeah, you can use it with the computer. You're supposed to post every day. I didn't post yesterday. It's hard for me to post when it's hard for me to post if I'm really busy making videos. And last night I worked late. Tonight I stopped about an hour ago and I practiced, which I'm trying to do every day. You're still pissed off they traded Nolan Ryan. That's funny. I love Nolan Ryan. He was the greatest pitcher of that era. Terry Kath, definitely Don, one of my favorites, absolutely. Benjamin, did you miss the first thing? I already talked about Earth, Wind, and Fire. I'm going to do one. What makes this song great? Tom Seaver was amazing too, body knowledge. I mean, come on. They were two, two of the greatest pitchers of all time. What are you going to say? It's hard to, Tom Seaver, Jim Palmer, Nolan Ryan, but I love the fastball pitchers, I got to say. And Nolan Ryan was so dominant for so many years. Man, till he's 45 years old. It's insane. So, there you go. Randy Johnson. He could throw a fastball. You met Jim Palmer once. Man, Jim Palmer did not age for years. We shouldn't talk about baseball here, but I can talk about baseball. I love baseball. Nolan Ryan was Randy Johnson was the Nolan Ryan of his day. Uh, what about how about weather report for what makes this song great? Sure. Bob Gibson. Bob Gibson's from a slightly different era, a little bit older than those guys. Uh, just slightly. He's what 10 years ahead of them. But that's all. That's my childhood. Was all that. I got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's autograph in 1969 when he was still Lou Alcindor. I saw the Bucks play. They played, I want to say Buffalo Braves. I went down at courtside and got his autograph, which I don't know where it is. Unfortunately, I wish I could find it. But I mean, he was Lou Alcindor back then. How great is that? Um, am I going to do more Art of the Solo videos? Yes, I am. I am. I'll get to those, but it's all this stuff is so time consuming. Don't ask me my favorite interval, Miles. Favorite interval? Come on, man. It's like, what's your favorite letter? It's like a Cassius Clay autograph, exactly. Except Cassius Clay would probably be worth more than Lou Alcindor. Maybe not, actually. The minor sixth, the sixth. Catfish Hunter. Wooden coached him. Yeah. Catfish Hunter, one of my favorite A's pitchers, along with he was pitching. When Vita Blue was on the early '70s A's, '71 A's, when they're amazing. Raleigh Fingers. Oh man, that was incredible. Um, so yeah, so it's interesting. I think that the thing with Instagram for me is that making an Instagram video is when I make them every day, it makes me practice. So because it makes me play every day anyways. I don't know if I'm practicing every day, but I'm playing every day. And I'm playing I'm practicing improvising, which is very, very cool. I it's really, really, it's cool. It's been great. Um, you have a tricky personal Reggie story. Interesting. Raleigh Fingers, a childhood friend from Baltimore, met him at a birthday party he was at. Wow, that is weird. Keeps you honest with practice. Exactly, Ray. That's kind of what it is. Hassan, if you don't get time to make one sometime, just record from your phone for a minute while you're doing what makes it sound great. Some part of your playing. It's a good idea. But I'm trying to make it. Uh, I'm making the same. I've been making them with different backgrounds, but I'm the same. I need to make them with different guitars, different backgrounds, all that kind of stuff. I'll get the hang of Instagram like I have YouTube. So I'm gonna put out a YouTube video right now, if I can. Let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna put it out right now. I don't have one, so I'm gonna put out a funny Dylan video here. I'm putting it out literally as we are speaking. Send a copy, save video. I'm going to do it right now. So I want to tell you about this. So today, this morning, I started teaching Lennon the guitar. Yes, I have yes masters. I started teaching Lennon the guitar. Now, Lennon learned a couple chords when she had a couple guitar lessons about 3 years ago or so. She remembered maybe 2 chords, maybe 3 chords. So I started today and I thought, okay, I'm going to teach her guitar every morning for a half hour. So I got her a little guitar. We sat down and I thought, okay, how do you teach guitar to a beginner? I've done it millions of times, but I haven't done it in years and years. So I'm going to show you what I did. I picked up my guitar and sat across from her. Okay? And I said, okay, Lennon, here's the deal. Here's how you hold the pick. This arm balances the guitar. And I want you to take, we're going to start with an E minor chord. So I said, I want you to copy what I do. So I did this. And then she did. It took her a second to go because she went down, up, down. I said, no, go down, down, up. Down, down, up. So we started trading with each other. Then I said, okay, I want you to do this. And she did. Well, she did like that, right? I did. Then I said, do this. And one of the reasons I was doing that is because I wanted her to realize that there's many different things that you can do on a guitar besides just strum it. So I thought that I would teach her right off the bat all the things like hybrid picking, and I'll just do everything so that she just learns that way. And then I did this. I said, okay, Lennon, I want you to go like this. I want you to do this chord first. And then I want you to add your third finger here and play this. I said, that's C major 7. That's okay if you had the wrong. It could be E Aeolian or E with a flat 6. So, anyways, so we spent 30 minutes doing that. We did a D chord. Then we start varying the strumming pattern. And then eventually, that's a lot harder for kids to do. But that's how I'm going to teach Lennon every single day. I said to her, you can't have a name like Lennon and not know how to play the guitar. Just illegal. Luke, you were lucky enough to be classically trained for nylon string using the Suzuki method. Really can't beat it for starting off. Yes, you can. I used to teach Suzuki. I studied it. You can learn many different ways. Most of the Wes Montgomery did not learn Suzuki. Neither did Pat Metheny. Neither did pretty much any other great guitar player that I know. So, thoughts on Julian Lange's last 2 Telecaster CDs. I love his sound on Telecaster. I haven't listened to him that much. I've listened to a couple things. I listened to his last record, and there's some incredibly great stuff in it. There are many ways to shred an axe. Lennon probably learned the same way. Exactly. Um, there are, so yes, there are many ways to learn. Um, but hold on, I'm trying to put up my Instagram video now. I'm gonna have to. I don't know if I can. I can't do it, and I can't talk and do it because I'm not. It's not like putting up a YouTube video. Um, Learning jazz chords is a great method. Oh, we'll get to jazz chords. Jazz chords involve muting. I want her to learn how to strum because I want her to be able to play basic songs because I think it's really, I think it's learning how to strum is kind of the basis of everything because you got to develop your coordination and your rhythm first. What guitar chords should you start learning? Just all the open chords. What music does she love? Well, she's only 8. I wouldn't say she loves any music. Do I feel that self-taught players will need lessons later in life? It's always good to have lessons, Jeff, because you can learn things. It was like when I was telling Amy Nolte about her channel, and she said, "What should I teach or what should I do?" I said, "Just teach stuff." She says, "Well, if you teach stuff, I've told this before. If I teach stuff, what am I going to teach to my students?" I said, "Amy, your students come to you to learn to have you critique their playing. It's totally different. That's the thing, and that's what teachers do is they critique your playing. A good teacher does. Not only do they teach you, but they tell you when you're rushing, when you're dragging, if you're playing a note right, playing a note wrong, giving you positive feedback, giving you any kind of feedback. So that's why they are, that's why it's important to have a teacher have lessons at some point. Have I heard of micro jazz? No, I don't know that. The album. Segment is divided in an octave in 128 notes, incorporating jazz. Jack DeJohnette plays on it, so he's trying to get into now. What do I think of the cage system for young students? You know, this cage system thing is ridiculous. You just learn where the notes are on the guitar. You don't need to look at it. People get boxed in by looking at patterns like that. You should know where the notes are. I mean, I guess that there's an element of that, but you know, the whole cage system is I don't know. How do you go from having private lessons for years to learning to teach yourself? You just do it by doing it. Favorite Australian artist band? Do you think you can guess? Guess. Guess, Maurizio. I'm curious. Do you have any tips for someone trying to learn bass guitar? Come from a classical background. You can already read bass clef. AC/DC. Yeah, AC/DC. Yeah, of course. Who else? Who else would it be? How do you practice both guitar and piano? The same way you practice. Same way you practice any two instruments if you're a multi-instrumentalist. You know, my assistant Carol is an excellent violinist and an excellent pianist. Have I heard the new Shinedown record? Not sure if you keep in touch with them. I don't really talk to those guys. I've heard a couple songs off it. It's okay. I mean, it's not great. I love Eric who produced it. He's an old friend of mine. But I just, I think what they're doing is not that interesting to me. Tom, it's amazing how many useful videos you made. Once again, I was checking out your Ariana Grande really fast my production song. Thank you, Tom. Yeah, that's really interesting. All that Max Martin production is just unbelievable. What's up, Martin? Why always a black shirt? Wow. Well, I don't always wear a black shirt, but on here I do. Because it's, I don't know. I'm not sure why. I just started wearing them. Jason, thank you for that. Rick, your rediscovering rock video is inspiring. I'm about to head out for an indefinite road trip. Want to ask, what was a great experience, a terrible ordeal during that time? During that year, I think the greatest experience was traveling in Europe, going over to Amsterdam, no, going over to London for this recording session, and then spending 3 days there, and then spending 5 weeks in Europe traveling around different cities. That was really fascinating. I had cash with me, which I'd never had, because I got paid $5,000, something like that, in cash from this recording session I did. And I didn't bring I got hired to play bass on a record, and I did not bring a bass because I figured that they would just get me a bass. They were kind of thought it was weird, I think, when I showed up without a bass, but I got a bass, and then once the session got canceled after 3 days, and I got paid, and that I was planning to stay extra anyways, so I negotiated my thing. The guy said, "So how much do you think that you should get?" I said, "I should get the whole amount. I was supposed to be here for 4 weeks or whatever." So anyways, the guy had a stack of hundreds, but this big. This dude, he was a Dutch guy, and he would just 50 of them handed to me. Okay, thanks. So I went and got a bus ticket. Went to the coast. I took a hovercraft over, and I went to Amsterdam. And it was great. Then I traveled around to a bunch of places, and I checked out music scenes. I mean, I went to places. I came back to England. I went to Ireland. I went to Wales. I went to Bristol. I went to Bath. I went to Cardiff. I went to. I just went all over the place, and it was really, really interesting. The hardest thing, though, was when I went to Chicago. It was my first part of my American tour, American leg of the tour. What's up, Fairport? 44 Scoots. I went to Chicago, and I spent, a week there, 10 days, and I left, and I couldn't decide where to go. That was part of the story. That was the hardest part. This is before cell phones. So you had to stop at phone booths. You had to have change on you. You had to know numbers, So that was the hardest part. And then eventually ending up in Atlanta. It was, I was on my way to Austin eventually. But I went to Chicago, New York, Denver, Chapel Hill, Nashville, Atlanta, London. I mean, all the places in Europe that I went to over the course of an entire year. Traveled all over checking out music scenes. If any of you haven't watched my video about how rediscovering rock changed my life, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. Remember calling cards? I remember having a business card. I never had one actually, but I would get them from people all the time. Do I think Europe has more of an evolved sense of music in general? I don't know if I can generalize about Europe. I haven't been to Europe since 2005. I haven't been back at all, so I don't know if I could. The last time I went there, I worked on a record. So it's hard to say about the state of music there. Yes and no. Ugh, no Euro versus America. There is no Euro versus America. He asked me my opinion, Eric. My opinion is my opinion. It has nothing to do with Europe versus America. They still have underground Atlanta. I don't even know. I think so. I don't know. Rick, I recently discovered a cover of Zombie Bad Wolves did. Listened to it as well as by the Cranberries far more times than I can care to admit last night. Have you heard it? I've not heard that version, no. Bob Seeger, Respect? No, Respect was Aretha Franklin. Just kidding, Don. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to go. Oh, Roberta, you like the floss dance. I'm going to go right now because I want to put up my Instagram thing and I want to get back to work on my Radiohead video. I want to put it out before noon tomorrow. It's going to be tricky because I still have the whole slow section of the song to do. So, Radiohead, they write some simple songs, but Paranoid Android's not one of them. It's going to be a long video. It's about 10 minutes so far. So it's probably going to be 18 minutes, I bet, something like that. Okay. Thank you.